All right, good evening, Husky fans, and we are here in the Elk Point Gym in the first round of the South Dakota High School Activity Association Volleyball Playoffs here for Region 4A. Tonight, the home team, the Point-Jefferson Huskies, face the Tanagers from Vermillion. Huskies come into the evening 24-9, facing a Vermillion team coming in at 7-20. But as you all know, we head into the postseason and records no longer matter. Huskies are the 3 seed in Region 4A. Vermillion, the 6 seed. These are the same 2 teams we saw face off last Tuesday evening. And here we are once again for another battle. We will turn it over to the Point-Jefferson Husky Band under the direction of Mr. Preston Pullman plays the national anthem. All right, here we go. We got the starting lineups first for the Vermillion Tanagers. Starting at libero, number 1, Brooke Van Drongelen. Starting number 2, Kristen Mosier. Starting in the middle, number 6, Josie Askew. Another middle, starting number 8, Brooke Jensen. Also starting, senior number 11, Sierra Gap. The setter this evening for the Tanagers is number 12, Annika Barnett. And the back row defensive specialist, number 15, Bailey Baylor. On the other side of the net, Huskies will start their usual starting lineup. Starting at libero, number 0, Hannah Neerman. Setter, number 1, Courtney Brewer. Starting in the middle, number 4, Ashley Brewer. Starting in the back row, number 5, Sarah Schmitz. Starting in the outside, number 8, Grace Peed. Also starting in the outside, number 14, Bentley Kohlbaum. And in the middle, we also have number 16, Natalie Heirtz. Just a reminder, we are now in the postseason, so this broadcast and these playoffs games have been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. So we appreciate them allowing us to do these games. And we are happy to be with you here this evening. Like I mentioned before, Huskies come in with a regular season record of 24-9. Tanagers come in with a regular season record of 7-20. Just saw these very Tanagers here on this court last week. Huskies were able to get the victory, 3-0. But once we get to the postseason, all records are thrown out the window. Forgot to announce a starter there, Mr. Zeller did, but got that corrected, and we're ready to go. All right, the Huskies and the Tanagers will get ready, get their lineups going. Officials are going to check our lineups, and we will get ready to go this evening. Other matchups in Region 4A, the number 1 seed Canton Seahawks taking on the number 8 seed, the Beersford Watchdogs. The number 2 seed, Dakota Valley Panthers, they are facing the number 7 seed, Parker Pheasants. Huskies are the number 3 seed, taking on the 6 seed, the Vermillion Tanagers. The number 4 seed, the number 4 seed is the Lennox Orioles, and they play host to the 5 seed T Area Titans. So, as you know, we get into postseason, play out the bracket. Huskies hoping to win tonight to advance into the second round. If you win the first round in the second round game, you advance to the SODAC 16. And if you're able to win that SODAC 16 game, you advance to the state tournament, which this year I believe is being held in Rapid City. So, that's the end goal. But we start with what you got in front of you for the Huskies tonight, and that is the team in red on the other side of the net, the Vermillion Tanagers. Sarah Schmitz will serve first for the evening. First serve time, 7:01, and away we go with playoff volleyball. Tipped over there, dug by Pede. Brewer to Schmitz. Good dig by Mosier. Set outside that time to Gap. She hits it hard. Huskies called for in the net, so Gap will get credit for that kill. Tanagers take the first point of the night. Van Drongelen will sit down. Brooke Jensen replaces her in the front row. Josie Askew back to serve for the Tanagers. Neerman to Brewer. She'll set up Pirates' first opportunity of the evening. Barnett pops that one over the net. Brewer to Pede. She'll push over, and that ball tips out of bounds. Pede, I think, a little bit frustrated with herself after that one. She saw that deep corner was open, but just kind of came weird out of her hand and pushed it out past the sideline. 2-0 now in favor of the Tanagers. Neerman to Brewer, sets up Pede, goes cross, that ball goes out. Mosier lets it go over her head and out of bounds. 3-0 run to start the game for Vermillion. Huskies just need to settle in here, push a couple points, kind of find their rhythm. Brewer outside to Hiritz. Oh, that'll get him going. Off the hands of Barnett. Bounces out of bounds, up into the stands. First kill of the night for Hiritz. Substitution on the Husky side. Caitlin Van Rokel checks in. She will serve. Replaces Grace Pede. Oh, a bit of an overpass there by the Tanagers. Hiritz wisely just tips it over. Diving attempt by Brooke Jensen, but she'll hit that one out of bounds. Van Rokel to serve again. Baylor to Barnett. Outside to Gap. Oh, that's tight to the net. Brewer off the hands of Gap. Tips it over. Sarah Schmitz not able to get there. I saw that a couple times last week with that overpass, and Vermillion on the front line is just a little bit taller than Brewer, so all she can do is kind of tip at it, but that point will go to the Tanagers. 2 substitutions on the Tanager side. Johnson sits down. Oh, sorry, I missed the other one. I apologize. I was writing some notes here. Cross that time. Dug by Barnett. Van Rokel to Brewer. Up to Hiritz. Big swing, and that'll be another kill. 3rd kill of the night now for Natalie Hiritz. Tell you what, Natalie's got 3 kills, and the Huskies have 3 points. She's batting 1,000 for those of you baseball fans. Natalie will take a seat. She's replaced in the front row by Ashley Brewer. Neerman now serving. Barnett sets up Jensen off the hands of Ashley Brewer, and she'll get the big block. It's a good way to get Brewer going for the evening. Nice block there, single block. Jensen challenged her there at the net, but Brewer able to get the point. Neerman will serve again. And Dongelin to Barnett. Back sets to Gap. Another block there. That ball goes over the net. Sorry, I got kind of Halloween brain. I don't know if anybody else gets that around this time of year. Must be all the sugar that's floating around in the air today when you work at a school. I was just telling Caroline when I got here. I walked into an elementary room today and you could just smell they were having a party. Brewer sets outside to Brewer. Oh, that went off of the hands of Walker and then over the head of Barnett. Brewer will get her first kill of the night. Substitution on the Huskies side. Sarah Schmitz checks out. Madison Binger will check in. And we are tied here once again at 5. Barnett sets outside to Voss. Nice dig by Neerman. Oh, played out of the net by Brewer, but pops it over to the official. He's kind of got a smile on his face. Getting in on the action over there. Point will go to the Tanagers. SQ comes in the front row for the Tanagers. Van Drongelen back into serve. A little different rotation for the Tanagers tonight than they had last week, trying to change things up a little bit. Oh, nice job by Billy Kohlbaum to push that one over. Kind of an out-of-system ball that the Huskies had there, and all really Kohlbaum could do was kind of run after it and just push it over to that deep corner. Good effort by Gap to try and get there, but lands in the corner. Van Rokel checks out. Peed checks in. Kohlbaum to serve. That one pushed over by Gap. Neerman to Brewer. Nice dig by Van Dongelen that time. Challenged at the net. Brewer keeps it on the Tanager side. Voss hits that one cross. Dug by Kohlbaum. Tipped over by Brewer right at Barnett, who was trying to release to come to the net to set, but Ashley Brewer wisely just tips right at her that time. And all she could do was stick a hand up, and that pops the ball over into the Tanager side of the bleachers. Kohlbaum again. And Kohlbaum will get the ace. Biggest lead of the night now for the Huskies. Oh, and that one goes in the net. Substitution on the Tanager side. Baylor checks back in. She replaces Walker. Baylor will head back to serve. Neerman to Brewer. She sets up Peed. Peed tips over all the way to the back line that time to Gap. Oh, nice hit by Voss. Dig by Brewer. Long run for Hannah Neerman. She ran a long way. Got her hand on it and slid into the scorer's table that time, but Huskies can't get a third hit out of that one. Tanagers tie it up at 8. Another serve by Baylor. Good pass by Brewer. Oh, and Courtney Brewer unable to play that one out of the net. I said good pass right away. I think it drifted a little bit farther than anyone anticipated there and actually went in the net. Kohlbaum gets the opportunity this time. Brewer back set to Brewer. She goes line, and that ball is right on the end line. Right in front of the line judge. She's right there. Ashley Brewer, very busy so far this evening. She already has 4 kills on the night. Pirates back in the front row. Neerman will take a seat. Baylor to Barnett. Back set to Voss. She tips. Kept alive by Hearts. Outside to Peed. Tips over again. Dug by Baylor. Barnett outside to Voss. Off the hands of the Husky block. Kohlbaum from the back row will push over to Van Dongelen. Barnett outside to Voss again. Cross, but that ball is long, and that ball is out. (10-9) now. Huskies lead on the Jensen Insurance scoreboard. Barnett will set askew that time. Outside to Peed. Dug by Baylor. That ball goes straight up in the air. Barnett runs it down. Van Dongelen sends it over to the middle of the Huskies. Brewer, beautiful set that time to Heiritz. Great timing by those two All starts with a good pass. That ball came over. It was an easy one that time, able to keep it alive. Starts with a good pass. If you can get a good pass on plays like that, you're going to get a great opportunity, and the Huskies take advantage. Brewer, back set to Binger. I think that went off of the hands of Askew that time. Barnett pushes that ball over, dug by Binger. Outside to Pede, off the hands of Askew. Barnett, nice and high for Voss. She goes cross middle. The Huskies are in the net once again. Pirates called for in the net. Tell by the look on her face right after it happened, she knew it was her. That's hard. Sometimes those balls that are way off the net like that, you're trying to get down so you can transition. You know it's not a hard hit. You know your block doesn't really have to stay up there, and you kind of swing your arms into the net. And I think that's what happened to Natalie that time. Natalie gets another chance here, though, off the hands of Barnett, and Voss says, oh, you got to be kidding me. Had that not gone off the block, I think Voss would have gotten there. But Pirates will take it, her fifth kill of the night. Mosier, she's back in for Voss now. On the Husky side, Binger sits down. She's replaced by Sarah Schmitz, who's now back serving. Baylor to Barnett. She sets up Askew. Kept over on the Tanager side by Heirts. Outside to Pede, off the hands of Barnett. Barnett sets back outside to Gap. Dig by Neerman. Beautiful pass that time. Pushed outside to Pede. That ball is long. Huskies just a little bit out of rhythm, it seems like, early in this game. You know, it is hard coming in, and the last time you were out and had an outing, you played this exact same team. Huskies just got to refocus here, get some good passes, stay aggressive offensively. Nice tip that time by Pete, dig by Askew. Jensen sends that one over. Outside to Hirett, she'll tip short, over the head of Jensen. Hirett super active tonight. She has 6 kills. Van Rokel now serving. That ball goes deep. Baylor to Barnett. Outside to Gap. Cross court. Dig by Van Rokel. Oh, that ball's tight to the net. Kind of just punched over by Courtney Brewer. Barnett sets up Jensen. Brewer sets outside to Kohlbaum. Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Kohlbaum is a very good player, but I think that was mostly luck. Off the net. Kill for Kohlbaum. That's her first of the night, actually. Huskies will probably look to get her a little more involved in the offense as we roll around. And just as I say that, Kohlbaum gets her second kill of the night. And Caitlin Van Rokel gets the ace. That lands in front of Mosier. Huskies on a bit of a roll now. Looks like Coach Harris for the Tanagers wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
All right, we're back here in set number 1. Huskies currently lead 16-11. As you can see, hopefully on the broadcast, crowd's filling it a little bit. Seeing some kids coming in their costumes. Little chilly out there trick-or-treating tonight. It's in the low 30s, I believe, right now with a bit of wind. So a lot of them kids started before 6, so they've been at it a while. So now they're in this nice warm gym watching some volleyball. Van Rokel will serve again. Baylor to Barnett. Back set to Jensen. She tips all the way across the court and lands it in there. Jensen will get a kill. So, 2 substitutions on the Husky side. Johnson will replace Barnett. Bit of confusion, I think. Tanagers were trying to get 2 subs in there, but In volleyball, you have to run them in a certain order, and if they run up there at the same time, they only give you credit for one sub. So Johnson's the only one able to sub there. I'm guessing we'll see another substitution after this point for the Tanagers. In the meantime, nice pass by Neerman. Oh, and that's a good way to get your team going. Setting outside to Bentley Kolbaum. Now we got Walker coming in for Baylor. Barnett checks back in for Johnson after Johnson served. Barnett sets that one kind of in between two Tanagers that time. Vendrongelin to Barnett. Outside the gap. Nice hard swing. Dig by Neerman. Oh, that stays out of the ceiling. Good job by the Huskies keeping that ball alive. Outside the gap. That went off of the hands of Ashley Brewer and lands in front of Kolbaum that time. That'll be a kill for Gap. Substitution on the Tanager side. Number 9, Brooklyn Voss checks in, replacing Kristen Mosier. Gap back to serve. Nice pass that time by Van Rokel. Brewer all the way outside to Brewer, deep corner. Nice job, Ashley Brewer. She'll pick up her 5th kill of the night. Substitution on the Husky side. Madison Binger checks in. She replaces Sarah Schmitz. Courtney Brewer will head back to serve. Good hard serve that time by Courtney. And Vendrongelin sends that one over the net and out of bounds. Courtney Brewer will pick up the ace. Another good hard serve. Right at gap that time. Pushed outside to Voss. That ball goes off the top of the net and stays on the Tanager side. Binger was there, but that ball never cleared the net. And Courtney sends that one in the net. Ball will go back over to the Tanager side. Askew will replace Jensen in the front row. Van Dongelen back to serve. Good serve that time. Nice pass by Van Rokel. Brewer sets up Brewer. And in between the two back row defenders that time. Another kill for Ashley Brewer. She's up to 6 now on the night. Kolbaum back serving, which means Grace Pete is checked back in, replacing Caitlin Van Rokel. That ball out of bounds. Sailed that one just a bit there. Substitution on the Tanager side. Baylor replaces Walker. Baylor will head back to serve. Huskies currently leading 21-15. Here in set number 1 of this first round of Region 4A volleyball playoffs. Brewer, good, beautiful back set that time to Brewer. Askew keeps it on the Husky side, however. Neerman sets up Pete. She goes cross court, dug by Van Dongelen, pushed over by Barnett. Brewer sets up Binger, tips short. Ooh, Barnett and Van Dongelen run into each other, but the Tanagers keep it alive. I believe that hit by Voss went off the top of the block. All the way outside to Pede, off the block. Dig by Gap in the back row. Voss goes cross, dug by Neerman. Oh, nice swing by Askew that time. Pede will get another chance. She goes cross, lands in between Voss and Van Dongelen, and the Huskies win that point. I got the blood flowing a little bit on both sides. Nice plays by young ladies on both sides there to keep that one alive. Neerman sits down. Natalie Heiritz now back in the front row. Brewer, Ashley Brewer back serving. Great back row attack that time by Gap. She went right at Ashley Brewer. And you see offenses try to take advantage of that sometimes, where you have maybe your middle hitter or middle attacker that's playing in the back row for a rotation because they're the one serving. And I'm not saying that Ashley Brewer is not a good defender, but a lot of middles don't move as well, so you try to go at them defensively. Tanagers take advantage. We're going to call that a kill for Natalie Heiritz. That went over the head of Grace Pede. Natalie Heiritz wasn't quite ready for it, so she just lightly taps it over Lands behind the Tanager block. Schmitz back in to serve, replacing Madison Binger. Baylor to Barnett, all the way outside to Gap. She goes cross court, dug by Kohlbaum. Brewer outside to Peed. She taps over, dig by Mosier. Nice job by Mosier in the back row that time. Gap with another swing. Oh, Sarah Schmitz gets her hands on it, but sends it out of bounds past the end line to the back row. Jensen comes back in for the Tanagers. Van Drongelen will sit down. Askews back serving. Neerman to Brewer. To Heiritz with the tip. Jensen pops it back over to the Huskies side. Peed with the swing that time. Dug by Baylor. Barnett out to Gap. She waits on it. Goes cross. Now Peed will send it over and deep. That ball is in, so Mosier plays it. Nice set by Barnett to Gap. Kohlbaum unable to get there, and Gap will pick up another kill on the night. Gap's a senior. She's, for the Tanagers, playing real well tonight. She doesn't want this to end her season. She's playing really inspired volleyball right now. Neerman to Brewer, tight to the net for Heiritz. She tips short. Nice diving attempt by Baylor, but Heiritz picks up her 7th kill of the night. Peed will check out. Van Rokel now serving for game number 1. Huskies leading 24-18. Mosier to Barnett, outside to Gap. She goes cross court, dug by Van Rokel. Brewer all the way outside to Kohlbaum that time. Van Drongelen unable to get there. Huskies win the point. Huskies win set number 1, 25-18. We will take a quick break and be back with you right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
An enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in South Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Auto Owners Insurance Agency. All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
Quality care close to home. That's Horizon Healthcare in Elk Point. For immunizations and well-child visits to family health. We're right here for all ages with convenient hours and timely appointments. Local care for you and your family makes life easier with less travel, greater personal attention, and overall wellness for life. That's Horizon Healthcare's Elk Point Community Health Center.
All right, we are back getting ready for set number 2. Huskies won the first game 25-18. Like I mentioned before, this is the first round of the Region 4A playoffs. Huskies, the 3 seed in the region, playing the Tanagers, who are the 6 seed in the region. Try and get you some score updates here as they check lineups. Let's see here. See if I have any other. Sioux Falls Christian up big. Del Rapids up big. Dakota Valley won the first set over Parker. That is a game of interest because if the Huskies are able to hold on and win here, they would play the winner of Dakota Valley and Parker. That would be on Thursday evening. Lennox won the first set big over T-Area 25-14, and Canton, the number 1 seed in the region, beats Beersford in set number 1 25-13. Now, while all that was being said and done, Natalie Heiritz picked up her 8th kill of the night. Huskies win the first point of set number 2. Jensen unable to tap that ball over the net. Good spot. You could see the read she was going with. Courtney Brewer was coming over to the middle there, and she was trying to hit to that area that Courtney Brewer had just left. Just can't get it over the net that time. Gap to Barnett. Outside to Walker. Hits that ball off the antenna. Huskies lead 3-0 early in set number 2. Gap to Barnett. Back set to Gap. Maybe off the hands of Kohlbaum, but based on Natalie and Bentley's reaction, I think that went more off the net than anything. Van Drongelen to Barnett. She sets Jensen. Nice save by Schmitz and then punched over by Courtney Brewer. Gap with the big swing. She goes all the way deep corner, lands it right in front of the line judge. Nice placement that time for Gap. Substitution on the Tanager side. Mosier checks out. Voss checks in. Gap to serve. Nice pass by Schmitz. Back set to Heiritz. That goes off of the hands of Voss. She keeps it on the Husky side. And the Tanagers now have won 2 points in a row. Close the gap 4-2. Neerman to Brewer. Pushed over to the middle. Van Rokel. Barnett. Back set to Walker. Dug by Brewer. Neerman outside to Kohlbaum. Cross court. Dug by Van Drongelen. Outside to Voss. Off the hands of Natalie Heiritz. That gets her teammates up off the bench there for Natalie. Natalie will take a seat. Ashley Brewer checks back into the game. Neerman will serve. Van Drongelen to Barnett. Outside to Voss. She goes line. Out of bounds. I think that might have clipped the top of the net. I thought it sounded like it went off somebody's hands, but no protest on the Tanager side, so Huskies will win the point. Oh, nice short serve, but nice play by Gap to keep it alive. Voss tips cross court, dug by Van Rokel. Brewer, tight to the net for Kohlbaum. Nice play there by Bentley Kohlbaum. Brewer set that one a little tighter to the net, and you can't take a full swing, so it's like Bentley kind of just swatted at it. And that ball went straight down. That'll be Bentley's 4th kill of the night. Huskies on a bit of a roll now. Barnett sets back row to Gap. Great dig that time by Neerman. Brewer outside to Kohlbaum. Off the hands of Jensen. Lands in front of Gap in the back row. 2 in a row for Bentley Kohlbaum. She's up to 5 on the night now. Van Drongelen. Barnett sends that one tight to the net. Oh boy. That was a meatball up there for Ashley Brewer. Little grumblings here. I'm trying to decide what the heck was going on. I think the Tanager fans thought that ball was still on their side. Referee says no, it was right over the top. Another one tight to the net. Nice play by Barnett. over the head of Walker. 10-2 now in favor of the Huskies. Coach Harris wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. We'll be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Elk Point native Dr. Devin Penfield and the team at The Dentist at Elk Point believe that your family deserves the highest level of dental care in a friendly and relaxing atmosphere. That's why they're happy to provide the community with a low-stress, comfortable dental home. Patients are loving and having the latest technology in a small-town setting. Dr. Penfield and her team enjoy serving such a wonderful community. Schedule your appointment today by calling 605-356-2271.
Yes, correct. All right, we are back here in set number 2. Huskies currently leading 10-2. Huskies won the first set, 25-18. Neerman serving the Huskies on the latest run they've been at here. She will serve again. Long run by Barnett. She keeps it alive. Sent over by Voss. Schmitz to Brewer. She sets up Brewer right to the side of Jensen. Nice play by Ashley Brewer. Jensen was sitting there waiting on it, but she goes just to the outside of her and able to put that ball home for her 8th kill of the night. Another good serve by Neerman. Barnett outside to Voss. Off the hands of Brewer. Ashley Brewer, and then Courtney Brewer kind of slings it up. Yeah, that's not legal. Great play, not legal. Tanager is able to stop the Husky run there. Askew comes back in as Jensen heads back to serve. Van Drongelen takes a seat. Jensen sends that ball out past the end line. She'll sit down. She's replaced by Van Drongelen. On the Husky side, Madison Binger checks in. She replaces Sarah Schmitz. Courtney Brewer back to serve. And Courtney will get another ace on the evening. Oh, nice catch there, Courtney Brewer. Sign her up. She could be a wide receiver. Another good serve that time. Barnett to Voss. Tips that ball over. Kohlbaum to Brewer. Back outside to Kohlbaum. Big swing right inside the end line. Yap with the diving attempt. Can't quite get there. (14-3) now in favor of the Huskies. Nice pass that time by Van Drongelen. Barnett sets up Voss. Out of bounds. Out past the end line. Huskies really finding their rhythm here in set number 2. Started a little slow in set number 1, but really staying aggressive that time. Barnett is called for the lift. That pass drove her a little too close to the net. She gets called for the lift. Tanagers will take their second time up. We'll be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
All right, we're back here in set number 2. Huskies currently leading 16-3. Tanagers have used their second and final timeout of set number 2. Trying to stop the Husky momentum. See what Courtney Brewer can do coming out of this timeout. Nice pass by Gap. Barnett outside to Askew. She sends that one over the head of Van Rokel. Neerman tried to run it down. Can't quite get there. Substitution on the Tanager side. Number 15, Bailey Baylor checks in. She replaces Erilyn Walker. Baylor, the senior, will head back to serve. Binger to Brewer, pops it up, see what Kohlbaum can do with it. She tries to go deep corner, and that is just out of bounds. That was about as far as you could hit that one there, Bentley Kohlbaum, but aiming for that deep corner, which was open, but it goes out past the end line. Baylor serving again. That ball is deep. Kohlbaum again. She goes line. That ball just out. The last two that Bentley has hit just out past the end line. Baylor will serve again. Binger to Brewer. Oh, to Brewer, good swing, and that ball just out of bounds. Baylor again. Nice pass by Van Rokel. Sets up Binger. She tips that ball short. Yeah, there you go, Madison. We don't want to hit that one out past the end line. We'll just tip it over the heads of the blockers, and she'll pick up the kill. Oh boy. Substitution on the Husky side. Bit of confusion here. Bentley Kohlbaum checks out. She's replaced by number 17, Elise Fornia, who's now in serving. Huskies were trying to get another sub. Grace Peed usually checks back in the front row for Caitlin Van Rokel. Couldn't get up there in time, so Caitlin looked a little confused there in the front row, but there we go. Tanagers win that point. Huskies able to get Peed back in the front row now. Van Rokel will take a seat. On the Tanager side, Voss now back serving. Nice pass by Brewer. Back set by Brewer to Brewer to Brewer to Brewer. Huskies get the point. I feel like I've said that a lot this season. Brewer to Brewer to Brewer. Nice play all around by the Brewer family. Ashley Brewer now serving. Oh, tight to the net. Heiritz challenging Barnett at the net. Heiritz will get the win on that one. On the overpass by the Tanagers. 19-8 Husky lead. Another good serve by Ashley Brewer. Tight to the net. Gap. She had to run a long way to get there, and then when she landed, she went under the net, not into the net. Under the net. That was the confusion. Okay. Gap goes under the net. She's got to keep her feet on the other side of that line, and when she landed, she did not. Point will go to the Huskies. Baylor to Barnett. Outside to Gap again. Brewer sends that one out to Peed, kind of awkwardly hits that ball back over. Tapped over by Barnett, dug by Fornia. Popped up Grace Peed with a good swing that time. Barnett to Askew, good dig by Brewer. Brewer outside to Peed, and that is out of bounds. Substitution on the Huskies side. Number 12. Molly Gary checks in. She'll replace Ashley Brewer. On the Tanager side, Askew sits down. She's replaced in the front row by Jensen. Van Drongelen to serve. And Huskies are out of rotation. Looks like Courtney Brewer gets called for being out of rotation that time. Just a bit of confusion. So we got some different people in there. But it's a free point for the Tanagers nonetheless. Heiritz taps that ball over, dug by Van Drongelen. Barnett outside to Gap. Deep corner over the head of Fornia. And Gap will pick up a kill. I've seen that happen a couple times tonight. That left side defender for the Huskies just creeping up a little too much. And, you know, usually when you're a back row defender, if you let it go over your head, you think it's go out of bounds. But if you creep up too much, you leave that back corner wide open. Nice job by Fournier that time. Grace Peed. I think Grace Peed hit it. I thought it went off the antenna. Or did it just go off the block? Referee calls over the line judge. We'll have a bit of a discussion here and see what the call is. Point goes to the Huskies. They're saying it went off of the block, not the antenna. So the Huskies will win the point. Coach Harris has some questions for the down official this time. Substitution on the Husky side. Number 5, Sarah Schmitz checks in, replacing number 15, Madison Binger. Schmitz back to serve. Huskies currently leading 21-11. Baylor sends that ball tight to the net. Heiritz is there. Nice play by Jensen to keep it alive. Heiritz with another big swing off the hands of Jensen and into the net in front of the Tanningers. Schmitz will serve. And, nice hustle by Gap. She kind of went crashing in the bleachers there. Schmitz will get the ace. Substitution on the Husky side, number 18, Jillian Vandevet checks in, replacing Natalie Heiritz. Mosier to Barnett. Outside to Gap, go cross court. Dug up by Fournier. Run down by Gary. Sent over by Brewer. Jensen to Barnett. Back to Jensen. Big swing. Dug by Fournier. That ball is tight to the net. Nice swing by Courtney Brewer, but Gap says, not this time, Courtney. Good block that time for Gap. 2 substitutions on the Tanager side. Johnson into serve, replacing Barnett. You also have Walker in the front row. She'll replace Baylor. And Johnson will pick up the ace for the Tanningers. Gary to Brewer. To Peed. Roll shot over. Dig by Johnson, Gap with the swing. She sends that ball in the net. Huskies now 1 point away from winning set number 2. A little more confusion on the substitution for both sides. On the Husky side, Van Rokel in for Peed. On the Tanager side, Barnett in for Johnson. Van Rokel serving. Barnett outside to Walker. Dig by Gary. Brewer to Schmitz from the back row. Off the hands of Barnett. Mosier pops it up. Gap goes cross court, and that ball is out of bounds. Huskies will win set number 2, 25-13. We'll take a few commercial breaks and be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Get your wellness on track with the Elk Point Athletic Club. With affordable rates and convenient 24/7 access, the Elk Point Athletic Club makes it easier than ever to ditch those stubborn extra pounds and get back on the path to better health. With free weights, machines, ellipticals, treadmills, stationary bikes, and more, you'll find what you're looking for at the Elk Point Athletic Club. Text or email Eric today. Every day, life throws its challenges our way. It might be sitting at a desk too long, or picking up the kids, or simply everyday wear and tear. Over time, these moments can misalign our bodies. The doctors at Heartland Chiropractic Associates understand this delicate balance. Their team of experienced chiropractors doesn't just address symptoms, but seeks and finds the root cause. Call and book an appointment today and discover why Heartland Chiropractic Associates has been voted 2 times the best chiropractic clinic in Siouxland. Insurance in Beersford, Owners Insurance Agency.
All right, we're back, getting ready here for set number 3. Huskies currently leading 2-0. Huskies win the first set 25-18. Huskies win the second set 25-13. Huskies go into set number 3, trying to complete the sweep. Number 3 seed Huskies over the number 6 seed Vermillion Tanagers. Now, if we know anything about how volleyball has gone this year, being up 2-0 doesn't mean a whole lot. Huskies got to come out in this match, stay aggressive, continue to push for points, not make silly mistakes, keep working, keep going after it. Good first play by the Huskies. Kind of all out of sorts there. You know, kind of turned into just kind of punching the ball over. Huskies didn't stop though. They win the first point of set number 3. Nice serve by Schmitz that time. Barnett pops that ball up for Gap. Dig by Neerman. Brewer sends that one all the way outside to Pede. She goes short, dug by Baylor. Oh, Gap and Van Drongelen. Little miscommunication that time. Heiritz with the big swing, kept alive by Baylor and Van Drongelen. Pushed over by Mosier. Brewer all the way outside to Pede. Big swing, dug by Mosier. Barnett pops it up. Jensen punches that ball long just inside the end line, and that gets the Tanagers fired up here in set number 3. Two substitutions on the Tanager side. Johnson in for Barnett. Walker in for Baylor. Brewer sets up Heiritz. She goes cross court off of the hands of Gap, and that ball bounces out past the end line. Huskies will take that point. Substitutions on both sides. On the Husky side, we have Van Rokel checking in for Pede, and on the Tanager side, Barnett checks in for Johnson. Van Drongelen to Barnett. She back sets to Gap this time. Cross court. Dig by Schmitz. Brewer outside to Kohlbaum off the hands of the block. Dug by Mosier. Barnett all the way across the court. Gap sends that one over to Neerman. Brewer to Heiritz. Blocked by Gap. Popped up by Walker. Barnett can't quite get that ball over the net. Jensen tried to make a play out as it got close to the net, but she hits it in the net. Huskies will win that point. Huskies lead 3 games to 1. Sorry, 3 points to 1. 3 games to 1. Oh, good gravy, Kristen. Oh, the dig of Kohlbaum goes over the net, lands just inside the end line. That's a kill, right, Bentley? We'll give her the kill. Another serve this time for Van Rokel. Gap to Barnett. Pops that one up. Jensen punches it over. Brewer to Heiritz. Tip short. There it is. That's a spot that Natalie loves. Get that defense back on her heels, then go short. Natalie will pick up her 9th kill of the night. Gap sends that one over to Van Rokel. Pushes it to Brewer. Outside to Kolbaum. She goes line. Barnett cannot make a play on it. 7 kills now for Bentley. (6-1) now in favor of the Huskies. Another good serve by Van Rokel, and she will get the ace. In the last set, Van Rokel's the server that really got the Husky kind of momentum going. Went on a bit of a run. Looking to keep it going here in set number 3. Long run for Barnett. She sends it up. Walker hits that ball into the net. 8-1 now. Another good serve by Van Rokel. Nice play by Gap to keep it alive. Van Drongelen sends that one just over. Brewer sets up the middle of the Huskies. Schmitz and Neerman both tried to make a play on it. It's kind of an awkward play by the Tanagers to get it over, and all Courtney Brewer could do is kind of pop it up in the air. Huskies kind of got caught standing that time. That's not what you like to see. You don't want to give up free points at this point in the season, this point of the match. Nice play by Bentley, but unable to keep herself from going under the net that time. Her feet land on the other side of the line. That will be a hitting error for her. Point will go to the Tanagers. Gap serving again. Schmitz to Heirts. Long run that time for Brewer. She sends it over. Barnett sets up Voss, who just checked back into the game in the front row. Nice dig by Neerman. Oh, tight to the net for Kolbaum. Kolbaum stays on her side of the net that time. And she picks up her 8th kill of the night. Substitution on the Husky side. Ashley Brewer checks in. She replaces Natalie Heiritz. Neerman now serving. Nice play by the Tanagers there to keep that ball alive. Brewer sets up Brewer, tips, Barnett pops it up. Van Drongelen sends it up to Voss. She goes short. Oh, diving attempt by Kolbaum sends it into the net. Ashley Brewer tries to make a play on it, but it lands on the Husky side. Askew checks back in for the Tanagers. Van Drongelen will take a seat as Jensen now serves. Brewer all the way outside to Brewer in front of Jensen that time. Just like I mentioned the last time that Ashley Brewer was in the back row, when you have that, that middle hitter, that middle blocker playing defense in the back, you kind of want to go at him. And Ashley said, hey, you guys did it to me last time I was in the back row. So she goes right at Jensen, who was in the back row that time. Overpass to Kolbaum. She and Brewer fought over that one a little bit. Kolbaum just got to it faster. Kolbaum with a nice swing there that time. Her 9th kill of the night. Barnett sets up Walker. That ball goes short. Neerman, diving attempt, kind of sends it right at Brewer, kind of punches it down into the ground that time. Baylor checks out. Baylor checks in. Walker checks out. Baylor will serve. Back set to Kolbaum off the hands of Askew. Van Drongelen sets up Voss. She goes cross court right at Van Rokel, kept alive. Kolbaum pushes it over to Binger. She tips short. Two Tanagers crash into each other that time. Baylor sends it over to Van Rokel. Tight to the net for Brewer. Great swing, but on the swing, Ashley Brewer was in the net. Man, she had some force behind that one, sending it over the Tanager side, but that ball goes into the net. Baylor will serve again. Nice pass by Binger. Back set by Brewer. Hard hit by Kolbaum off the hands of Askew, who in the celebration. It's kind of beat up from her teammates a little bit. Guys, she just made a good play. Don't beat her up. Tanagers feeling a little energy on their side of the net now. Good pass by Van Rokel. Brewer sets up Brewer off the hands of Askew. Baylor cannot make the play. Ashley Brewer. She is our first Husky with double-digit kills. Van Rokel checks out. Peed checks in. Kohlbaum to serve. Long run for Barnett. She gets there. Oh, geez. Voss sends it over. Goes off the hands of the block. A little hacky sack move that time by Ashley Brewer. Kicks it up into the face of Grace Peed. Grace is kind of maybe a little watery eyes there, checking her lip, but hey, good flexibility by Ashley Brewer to get her foot up that time. She tips it over, kept alive by Gap. Gap tips that one over short, dug by Courtney Brewer. Neerman sets up Binger. Good swing that time. Dig by Baylor. Barnett to Gap, tips short. Peed is there. Brewer backs it to Binger. She goes cross court. Another dig by Baylor. Barnett to Gap. Kohlbaum to Brewer. All the way outside this time to Peed. I think that went off the hands of the Tanager block. Barnett taps over short. Peed's there. Brewer sets up Brewer, and Ashley says enough of this. I'll take care of it, guys. I'll get my 12th kill of the night, and we'll win this point. Neerman checks out. Heiritz comes back, takes her place at the net. Ashley Brewer heads to the back row to serve. Van Drongelen to Barnett. Good play by Askew to punch that ball over. All the way outside to P, goes cross court, and excellent spot that time for the senior Grace Peed. Her second kill of the night. Ashley Brewer to serve again. Baylor to Barnett. She sets up Gap. Nice dig by Kohlbaum. Another good dig by Kohlbaum. Outside to Peed, and that's 2 in a row for Grace Peed. Senior coming up big here in set number 3. Ashley Brewer to serve again. Baylor to Barnett. Pops it up. Gap sends it over. Brewer to Brewer. To Heiritz. Tap short. Heiritz. She joins Ashley Brewer with double-digit kills for the night. Tanagers want to talk about it. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions. We're back here in set number 3. A couple score updates for you in Region 4A. Canton leading 2-0 over Beersford. Although Beersford is currently leading set number 3. That's, again, the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed. In Lennox, the Lennox Orioles leading the T-Area Titans 2-0 early in set number 3 in that one. Down in North Sioux City, the Dakota Valley Panthers defeated the Parker Pheasants tonight, 3-0. So if the Huskies are able to hang on and beat the Tanagers, the Huskies' next match will be Thursday at Dakota Valley. So long way to go yet in this one. Huskies currently lead 16-9. Huskies did win the first 2 sets. Tanagers trying to hang around and keep their season alive. Nice play that time by Brooke Jensen. Hey, she makes a nice play, gets kind of beat up by her teammates. What do we got going on in Vermillion here? Make a good play, you get beat up a little bit. You better be tough if you go to Vermillion. That's all I can say. Van Drongelen to serve again. Right at Binger, she pops it up. Long run for Brewer to get there. Oh, Heiritz and Kohlbaum kind of collide there. Barnett sets up Jensen. She's kind of feeling it now. Neerman with the overpass. Oh, Jensen with another good swing off of the hands of Courtney Brewer. Tanninger's on a bit of a run now. They've closed the gap 16-11. Van Drongelen, the sophomore, will serve again. And she sends that ball into the net. Substitution on the Husky side. Sarah Schmitz checks in. She replaces Madison Binger. Schmitz, the sophomore, serving for the Huskies. Long run for Jensen to punch that ball over. Schmitz pops it up for Heiritz. That ball goes short in the middle, dug by Van Drongelen. Barnett able to keep that ball alive. Nice play by the Tanningers there. Kohlbaum sends that ball deep. Barnett to gap off the hands of the block, punches it up. Brewer just taps that ball over. Barnett to Jensen, big swing that time. Kohlbaum unable to get there. That ball lands just inside the line. 17-12 now. 2 substitutions for the Tanningers. Johnson replaces Barnett. Walker replaces Baylor. Johnson to serve. Nice serve by Johnson. Good pass by Neerman. Brewer sets up Peed. Blocked by Jensen. Schmitz sends that one to Kohlbaum. She pushes it over. Mosier to Johnson. Outside the gap. Short. Nice dig by Schmitz that time. Tapped over by Peed. Van Drongelen sets up gap. Goes cross court. Dig by Neerman. Long run for Peed. Keeps it in play. Pushed over by Brewer. Mosier to Johnson to Jensen that time, and Natalie Heiritz says, that's enough of that. Those are ones, you can feel the momentum go back and forth, and the Tanningers are on a bit of a run. That's where you like your seniors like Natalie Heiritz to just kind of say, all right, guys, we got this. Big block there. Gets a much-needed point for the Huskies as they look to close out this match. Van Rokel checks back in for the Huskies, replacing Grace Peed. Nice dig that time by Neerman. Brewer outside to Kohlbaum, and ain't nobody getting to that one. Oof, da my. That got some cheers from the Husky crowd. Wow. Yeah, as a defense, I don't know what you do about that. It is Halloween. That might be the scariest thing you can see as a defender, and Bentley Kohlbaum come flying up to the net like that. Yikes. Jensen taps it over to Kohlbaum. Brewer sets up Heiritz. Nice dig by Van Drongelen, though. Nice back set by Brewer to Kohlbaum. Barnett sends it outside the gap. Dug by Van Rokel. That ball's tight to the net. Gap gets another swing off the hands of Heiritz. Tipped over by Kohlbaum. Long run for Mosier. And the Tanningers cannot make a second play on that ball. Okay, Tanningers are going to take a timeout. We'll hear from one of our sponsors and we'll be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Forget the ramps and hassles when hauling. They are built to tilt. Tilt bed trailers made at Holstein Fabrication and Holstein Manufacturing.
We're excited to now offer one of the best tilt bed trailers on the market, ranging from 22 to 28 feet in length. And like everything we manufacture, these trailers are built to work, last, and make your life easier. All with confidence when you hook up to a tilt bed trailer made at Holstein Fabrication and Holstein Manufacturing. Visit us online today at holsteinmfg.com.
Welcome back, Husky fans, as we are in set number 3. Huskies currently leading 20-12. Huskies won the first set this evening, 25-18. Huskies able to win the second set, 25-13. Tanningers have just taken their second and final timeout here of set number 3. Van Rokel serving for the Huskies. She's the one that kind of got the momentum going for the Huskies in really the second and third set. Good swing that time by the senior gap for the Tanningers. She gets the kill. Substitution on the Husky side, number 2. Skylar Stein checks in, replacing Caitlin Van Rokel. Nice serve that time by Gap. Brewer outside to Kolbaum, off of the hands of Walker. Barnett outside to Voss, who just checked back into the game. Kolbaum again, off the hands of Walker, off the head of Walker, and that ball rolls out of bounds. I think I said in the first game that kind of Bentley Kolbaum had a bit of a slow start this evening, but man, she's really kind of heated up as we've gone along here. She has 11 kills now on the night. Barnett sets up Voss. That ball goes into the net. Neerman to serve. Gap to Barnett. She sets to Jensen. That is a beautiful play by the Tanagers right there. Good, started with a good pass. Nice set by Barnett. And then Jensen just found the open spot in the Husky defense and able to put that ball away. Vendrongelen will sit down. Jensen back serving. That one off the hands of Stein. Schmitz will send it over. Gap to Barnett, outside to Voss. That's another big hit. That one in between Brewer and Brewer at the net. They're kind of, we'll say, talking about it after that ball went over. All good thoughts between the Brewer sisters, I am sure. Another good serve for Jensen off the hands of Stein. Jensen will get the ace. Tanagers looking to keep their season alive here as we are in the first round of the playoffs. It's win or go home. 2 aces in a row for the junior Brooke Jensen, Augustana basketball commit. Pretty good volleyball too. Good pass that time by Neerman. Brewer outside to Brewer, and Barnett unable to get there. Ashley Brewer will collect her 13th kill of the night. Jensen checks out for the Tanagers. She's replaced by Vandrongelen. On the Husky side, Sarah Schmitz checks out. Madison Binger checks in. Courtney Brewer back to serve. Vandrongelen to Voss. Barnett sends it over. Stein to Brewer. And that went off the hands of Voss, and Brewer will get kill number 14. That puts the Huskies at match point, 24-17. Substitution on the Husky side. Number 6, Paige Jacobs checks in. She replaces number 15, Madison Binger. Courtney Brewer serving. Tipped over short that time. Jacobs sets up Brewer. Dug by Barnett. Long run for Vandrongelen. She sets up Voss. Off the hands of Brewer, off the hands of Neerman. Nice effort there by both Neerman and Stein after that good hit by Voss going straight down the line that time. Point will go to the Tanagers. Substitution on the Tanager side. Baylor checks in. Walker checks out. Stein sends that one close to the net. Tapped over by Askew. Jacobs hits that ball over. Dug by Vandrongelen. Baylor pops it up. Voss over to the Husky side. Brewer to Brewer, and Ashley Brewer in the net again. Tanagers just won't go away. Baylor with another serve opportunity here. That ball is deep, and she gets the ace. Tanagers not going down without a fight here. Nice pass by Jacobs. That ball is tight to the net. Brewer cannot get underneath it. Energy kind of ramping up in the gym as it's getting tighter and tighter. Neerman to Brewer, back set to Kolbaum, and Kolbaum puts the exclamation point on the night as Bentley Kolbaum picks up her 12th kill of the night. Huskies win set number 3, 25-21. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action. Insurance. Auto Owners Insurance Agency.
All right, we are back to wrap things up here from Elk Point. Huskies win the first round of the Region 4A playoffs. They defeated the Vermillion Tanagers tonight 3-0. Set scores 25-18, 25-13, and 25-20. That would be the last game for 3 Vermillion Tanager seniors. Bailey Baylor, Serena Gap, and Brooklyn Voss. So somebody's season came to an end tonight. Huskies able to play on. However, Husky seniors have played their last home game. As I mentioned before, Huskies as the 3 seed will now move on to play the number 2 seed, the Dakota Valley Panthers. That game will take place on Thursday, I would imagine at 7 p.m., but be sure to follow Dakota Valley's social media and find the time. I will be back with you on Thursday for that game, as will Caroline. I believe Jeff will be back for that one as well. Husky football team is back in action on Friday in the 11B semifinals. They take on the Winter Warriors. That game will be in Winter at 7 p.m. Because we have so many fans that want to get out there, just a reminder to everyone out there, school will be released at 2:30 on Friday to give both students and staff opportunities to get out to Winter in what should be a very exciting football game. If you remember, 2 years ago, the Huskies traveled to Winter in the state semifinals and were defeated. And then when the Huskies and the Warriors met up last season in the 11B title game, the Huskies were able to come out victorious to win their first 11B football championship. So a lot of good football between those two teams the last several years. So it should be a good one. That game will be broadcast live on Fuller Digital Solution with Kendall and Jeff and Caroline. So be sure to tune into that as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back with you on Thursday. On behalf of myself, Kristen Hansen, producer Carolyn Raymond, happy Halloween.